Once upon a time, in a small town, there lived a young man named Ethan. He was full of dreams, big dreams. He wanted to travel the world, start his own business, and make a real difference. But there was one problem. He was always too lazy to do anything about it. Ethan thought, tomorrow I'll start, but tomorrow never came. Watch till the end to learn how one unexpected encounter can completely change everything. Ethan was like many of us, full of big ideas, but unable to take the first step. He had always been a dreamer, but not much of a doer. Every morning he would wake up and think, today's the day. But then he would check his phone, scroll through social media, or watch just one more episode of his favorite show. His friends would talk about their goals and accomplishments. Sarah, his best friend, had started her own online store. Ben, his cousin, had been working on his fitness for months and had already lost 10 kilograms. Ethan, on the other hand, had no results to show for his dreams. He was stuck in a cycle of planning and never acting. Ethan didn't think he was lazy, though. He just had other things to do, things that felt easier, like daydreaming about the future. But deep down, he knew something wasn't right. Time was slipping away, and with each passing day, his dreams seemed further and further out of reach. Does that sound familiar to you? Ever felt like you had big dreams, but never seemed to get around to chasing them? One day, Ethan's life changed in a way he never expected. It was a typical Saturday afternoon. Ethan was sitting in his favorite coffee shop, scrolling through his phone. His mind was drifting as usual when the barista, an older man named Mr. Collins, set his coffee cup down in front of him. Mr. Collins had always been kind to Ethan, a man of few words, but always with a warm smile. Today, however, he noticed something in Ethan's face, a look of frustration, mixed with sadness. "Everything okay, Ethan?" Mr. Collins asked. Ethan sighed. "I don't know, Mr. Collins. I just feel stuck. I have all these goals, but I never get anywhere. I keep saying I'll start tomorrow, but tomorrow never comes." Mr. Collins paused for a moment, studying Ethan thoughtfully. "You remind me of a story," he said, leaning in a little closer. "Would you like to hear it?" Ethan nodded, curious. "Once upon a time," Mr. Collins began, "there was a farmer who dreamed of having the biggest, most beautiful apple orchard in the world. He could see it in his mind, a land full of lush trees and ripe fruit, but he was lazy. Every day, he'd sit on his porch, dreaming about it. He would talk to his neighbors about his plans, but he never worked the land. He thought, I'll plant the trees tomorrow, but tomorrow never came, and year after year, the orchard stayed empty. One day, when he finally decided to plant the trees, it was too late. Winter had come, and the ground was frozen. Ethan sat in silence. He felt the weight of Mr. Collins' words. "That's me," he thought. Mr. Collins looked at Ethan and smiled gently. "You know, Ethan, there's a saying. The best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is today." Ethan blinked. "But what do I do now? I keep saying I'll start tomorrow, but it's hard to change." Mr. Collins chuckled softly. "It's not easy. No, change never is. But you have to start small. You see, that farmer could have planted just one tree. One tree would have been a start. The key isn't in grand plans. It's in action. Even the tiniest step forward is better than sitting still." Ethan frowned. "But how do I break this cycle? Every time I try, I get distracted. I tell myself I'll do it later, but later never comes." Mr. Collins leaned back in his chair. "The problem isn't the later, Ethan. The problem is the belief that you need to do everything at once. Change doesn't come from sudden bursts of effort. It comes from small, consistent actions. Let me share another story with you." Ethan leaned in, eager to hear more. "A young man once approached a wise old teacher. He said, 'Master, I want to become the strongest person in the world. What should I do?' The master nodded and handed him a small stone. 'Carry this stone with you everywhere, no matter where you go, for 1 year.' The young man was confused, but agreed. He carried the stone for an entire year, never once putting it down. When the year was over, the master asked him, 'Are you stronger now?' The young man said, 'I am not sure, but I have learned that strength comes not from lifting huge weights all at once, but from the daily effort to carry that stone.'" Ethan's eyes widened. "So, you're saying that even small steps count?" "Exactly," Mr. Collins smiled. "The key is to stop waiting for the perfect moment and just begin. You don't need to have everything figured out. You just need to start. One small action leads to another, and eventually, those small actions add up. Ethan felt a spark of hope. Maybe it's not too late. Maybe I can start small. The next morning, Ethan woke up with a new mindset. Instead of feeling overwhelmed by all the things he needed to do, he decided to focus on just one small task. He spent 15 minutes reading a book about business. That's it, just 15 minutes. It wasn't much, but it was a start. The next day, he wrote down a list of ideas for his business. He didn't have a complete plan, but he took the first step. Over the next week, he spent a little time each day working on his goals reading, planning, and slowly taking action. 1 month later, Ethan had made more progress than he ever thought possible. He had created a simple website for his business idea, started a savings fund, and even contacted a few potential partners. Ethan realized that by focusing on small, consistent actions, he had overcome his biggest obstacle himself. He didn't have it all figured out yet, but he was no longer stuck in the cycle of tomorrow. He was living in the present, taking steps every day toward his dreams. Ethan learned an important lesson. Success isn't about waiting for the perfect moment. It's about taking small, consistent actions every single day. No matter how big or small, every step counts. You might be wondering, can I do this too? Yes, you absolutely can. Whether your goal is to improve your English, start a business, or achieve something else, it all starts with one simple action. If you wait for tomorrow, you may miss out on today. And today is the only day you can act. Here's a tip. Break your big goals into small tasks. Don't think about everything at once. If you want to improve your English, start by learning 5 new words a day. If you want to get fit, take a 10-minute walk. These small actions will add up over time. Remember, it's not about being perfect, it's about progress. Every day is an opportunity to move one step closer to your dreams. So, what will your first step be? Will you start today, or will you wait for tomorrow? If you're ready to take action, leave a comment below and share your first step with us. Don't forget to subscribe for more inspiring stories that can change your life one small step at a time.